Hey guys, so we've finally reached the final episode of Dragon Ball Super, at least for now. The miraculous conclusion. Farewell, Goku, until we meet again. Last time, Goku lost his Ultra Instinct power, and using that much power of the gods really took a toll on him, and he was defeated by Jiren. Jiren blasted the stage below him and shattered it into pieces, causing Goku to fall down, but Frieza saved him. Aside from that, number 17 was still alive and emerged from the rubble. Now it's a 3 versus 1 situation, and if you're thinking of the numbers, Universe 7 really has the advantage. So, it was Frieza and number 17 versus Jiren at first. Frieza was teasing Jiren, telling him that he no longer had that absolute strength he had earlier, and even commenting that Jiren no longer had that poker face that he'd been sporting the entire tournament. And Jiren was really infuriated by this. But Jiren was so exhausted and out of stamina that even Frieza, Golden Frieza, could keep up with Jiren right now. And they were trading blows, knocking each other out. And 17 sort of went in the middle of that and used an explosive attack on Jiren. Jiren said that it would no longer work on him, but he was wrong because 17 used it inside the barrier so that it would take maximum effect. And finally, after that effort, Jiren was already too weak to move. Jiren just kneeled down, sort of regurgitated, and Frieza was going to finish him off with the death beam straight to his head. Goku exclaimed that Frieza and number 17 were indeed amazing fighters. But just as it seemed that all hope was lost for Universe 11, Jiren didn't really bother anymore trying to get up or even facing Frieza, but Toppo gave him a pep talk from the stands. He asked him if he really wanted to end in that pathetic manner, sort of getting at Jiren's nerves, striking his pride, telling him that what did you build all this strength all by yourself for? Toppo told him to get up and to fight for his pride until the end, and said that if Jiren no longer believed in his own strength, Toppo still believed in Jiren's strength. And with that, Jiren let go a tremendous amount of energy. It was kinda a cool sort of dilemma of a situation, because with the music and everything, Toppo giving a pep talk to his teammate, Jiren, whom, let's not forget, Jiren and Toppo aren't actually bad guys. Everyone here is fighting for their survival. In the end, Jiren is fighting for a noble cause, same way that Frieza, number 17, and Goku are. So it's kinda interesting seeing the perspective of Universe 11 as the protagonist for once, especially since they're going against Frieza, who's actually the bad guy for the protagonist side, and now we're getting sort of the protagonist side of the antagonist, so it was kinda cool getting all these mixed feelings. So, Frieza and 17 were holding up a barrier that 17 had created in order to sort of defend themselves against the large force of the huge ki blast that Jiren had made, but the barrier was slowly breaking, and Frieza went back into his final form, the Stage 4 form, the final form he used in the Namek saga. I really can never have a grip on this because we keep saying final form, but the way Frieza used it lately, it's as if this quote-unquote final form is already Frieza's base form for Super. So Goku was able to move again. He used instant transmission and went behind them and helped push Jiren back. And Jiren looked happy and impressed that Goku stood before him again, as he had been doing so for the past few minutes in the tournament time. Frieza asked Goku if he hadn't forgotten his promise to resurrect him if they win the tournament. And Goku said that as long as Frieza kept up his end of the bargain, Goku would too. And Frieza said that he could puke because Goku was so naive in trusting Frieza in keeping such a promise as resurrecting him. But he said that at that instance, he was actually glad. So, with the three combining their powers, they were able to actually break the energy attack of Jiren. And Jiren gave sort of a really serious and meaningful smile as if he was happy that they actually did so, right before he charged back at base form Goku and fourth form Frieza. Jiren was still at his base form technically. He had been in his base form this whole time, though I don't know if you consider his power up in episode 130 sort of his base form still. Though, really, the only thing new is, I guess, he got larger muscles and sort of a new red aura, new Ultra Instinct like aura. But for all practicality's sake, this was actually Jiren's base form, and Goku and Frieza, who were actually powerless against Jiren's base form in their own base forms, or the fourth form in Frieza's case, were actually able to fight, go hand in hand with Jiren. Jiren was just this much weak right now. You could say that Goku was also as weak because he put up as much energy or even more than Jiren, but Frieza was probably able to get way more rest than these two fighters did. Let's not forget that these two fighters, in the forms that they are in now, are challenging the same Jiren that gave Goku Blue and Vegeta Blue, and even times 20 Kaioken Goku and Vegeta Beyond Blue stand them a run for their money. While Frieza and Goku were distracting Jiren, number 17 attacked Jiren with range attacks. First, he used a powerful blast that knocked Jiren back into the pillar, and he assisted Goku and Frieza's charge at Jiren by sending ki blasts alongside them. It was actually kinda cool. And Jiren did the glare many hits attack thing on Goku and Frieza, which we would probably see for the last time, or we actually did see for the last time in this run of Dragon Ball Super. Right before he charged for Android 17. Goku threw Frieza at Jiren, and Frieza almost took Jiren out of the fighting stage with him, but didn't quite get there. So Goku charged at Jiren, saving Frieza, almost going into his regular Super Saiyan form, and finally, with the combined effort of Goku and Frieza, with all the strength they could muster at that time, they were able to take Jiren out of the battlefield along with them. Goku, Frieza, and finally Jiren were all eliminated, leaving number 17 as the sole survivor of the tournament, and Universe 7 as the ultimate winner. With that being said, Universe 11 was to be erased. The Grand Priest didn't look happy announcing it. In fact, he may have even had a bit of the evil look, but the background music suggested a sad scene, not some form of evil agenda. And true enough, that was the case. Topo, on behalf of the Universe 11 representatives, thanked Jiren, and Jiren was actually asking him, like, what for? Because he admitted that he had been treating them with contempt this whole time, showing us that there is actually a good side to Jiren. He's not really this evil character. He knows what's what, and somewhere down there, all his virtues are there. It was funny also to me how they animated this because Topo was holding the weakened Jiren up, and Topo's hand was kinda so big, his palm was so big, that Jiren's entire muscular body was just laying down on it. Finally, Goku and Jiren had a moment. Goku told Jiren that even though he didn't like it, both he and Goku got stronger together by fighting, and Goku said that he wanted to see Jiren again. And with this, with a smile on Jiren's face because of what Goku had told him, Universe 11 was erased. And Vegeta and Goku both agreed that Jiren truly was an impressive opponent. I mean, after all that, after even attaining Mastered Ultra Instinct, Goku should really be amazed. And speaking of attaining Mastered Ultra Instinct and how far these fighters have gone, there's really sort of no hint or no confirmation by the Dragon Ball Super characters that Goku had in fact surpassed or even reached the level of Lord Beerus, aside from the fact that Lord Beerus was sort of grinding his teeth in episode 129. So, to me, Lord Beerus still could be powerful, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised also if Goku had just surpassed him a little bit. But, if maybe King Kai taught Beerus how to do the Kaioken and Beerus did a Kaioken times 2, then I'm sure Beerus' power would shoot up all the way and Jiren and Goku would again be in no level compared to him. So now it was the moment that we've all been waiting for. It was time for number 17's wish. The Grand Priest asked 17 for his wish, and the Super Dragon Balls were actually all above them now at this point. The Grand Priest used the language of the gods to summon the Super Dragon, and it was kind of funny that again they used the pretty please at the end, especially now that it's the Daishinkan himself who is saying these words. The dragon wasn't as big as when we summoned it during the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc. During that time, the dragon was kinda as big as the universe, as big as, or way bigger than a lot of galaxies. The galaxies seemed to be only specks to him. But of course, this could be like the core of the dragon, which is what the fighters saw during that saga, as they were inside the dragon and saw a smaller version, because this dragon was actually just as big as the pillar that the Grand Priest had made. So Zen-Oh obliged number 17 to make a wish, saying that the super dragon could grant anything, and 17 asked that all universes be restored. And this was what people were thinking that Goku would wish once he won. Of course, Goku did not win, but this is what they were thinking that he or maybe Vegeta would wish for. And even when Frieza was being hinted as the victor of this tournament, people were prognosticating that Frieza would restore all the universes, maybe show some hidden feelings for Frost, or maybe just kind of feel like he owes Goku and Goku can restore his life with the normal Dragon Balls anyway. But it all went down to number 17 and he still made the wish that we all knew and hoped that he would make. Now, Goku was happy about this wish. Krillin and the gods were surprised at his wish, and the Grand Priest seemed happy about it. Zen-Oh was even asking, "Really? Are you sure?" And I didn't know how this was gonna be because I wondered how Zen-Oh and the Grand Priest would react, considering that the point of the tournament was that they wanted all 8 universes gone to begin with, and that the only reason that one would remain is because Zen-Oh wanted to push this tournament. But at the very beginning, they were stating that Zen-Oh really wanted to cut down on the number of universes. So, sort of making that wish in front of them, especially having the Grand Priest make the wish for them, was kinda a sign of disrespect. So, I'm glad that the Grand Priest and Zen-Oh were agreeing to this wish when we're actually happy with it. And there'll be more of why later. So all the universes were resurrected. Champa assumed it was Beerus' doing. The Saiyan girls immediately wanted to train to become a Super Saiyan 3, which was kinda cool, and Kaba said that Vegeta after all had kept his promise, though technically it wasn't Vegeta who won, and it wasn't Vegeta who made the wish. So Jiren and Toppo had a moment in Universe 11. Toppo said that Jiren after all tried answering all their hopes even though he was so decided on being a fighter all by himself. Toppo said that when Jiren stood up again, when Toppo gave him the pep talk, wasn't it the first time that for once they actually connected? And Jiren sort of agreed, and they promised each other that they would face Universe 7 again, and they would not lose. So the fighters were all restored back into their universes as well. I kind of wish they were restored back into the fighting arena. Would be some kind of happy reunion, and especially I wanted to see them admit that they were wrong about Goku being evil. We did not even get the satisfaction of having Toppo admit that Goku was a good person after all he's accused him for. Though again, technically it was number 17 who made the wish, but they could have implied that it was Goku as well. So 18 was asking 17 if he was sure this was the kind of wish he wanted, because after all, number 17 wanted a cruise around the world for his family, which I was thinking at the beginning was kinda a waste of the Super Dragon Balls, because not only could he wish this with the normal Dragon Balls, but he had rich friends such as Bulma who could pull this for him, and Bulma actually did pull it off for him at the end. Number 17's reasoning was that he was able to save multiverses from erasure, so that getting a trip around the world for his entire family wouldn't really be that much of a feat for him after that. Now it was time for Frieza to go telling them if they could hurry up and send him back to Hell already, because all their happiness and rejoicing was just the same for him as Hell. So Whis told him that maybe he could be happy too himself, and resurrected Frieza right on the spot. So I guess I'm not surprised that Whis can actually do this, given he's such a powerful god and all. An angel, a god, practically the same thing in this situation. He said that it was a gift from Lord Beerus for a job well done, and Beerus was actually even denying this, which is kinda cute for the episode. So Zen-Oh went down to greet and play with Goku, congratulate him, and the Kaioshin of Universe 7 said that he didn't expect number 17's wish. The Grand Priest said that Zen-Oh actually foresaw that wish. He explained that They foresaw the victor would have been a virtuous person who'd think of the other universes too. If this wasn't the case, Zen-Oh would have destroyed everything. So, if Zen-Oh was planning to destroy everything, if the people weren't virtuous, as he said, I'm wondering why he didn't include the 4 universes with the higher mortal ratings. Of course, aside from the fact that Toriyama and team needed to keep these 4 universes at bay so that we could have surprise strong fighters for them to go against Goku and the gang in the future. Now, if number 17 had wished that all remaining universes remain safe and peaceful instead of bringing back the other universes that were already erased, wouldn't this still have made him a virtuous person? Would Zen-Oh still considering deleting everything because of such a wish? I mean, after all, let's not forget that we knew that it was Zen-Oh and the Daishinkan's sort of bidding that the universes be erased, so making such a wish would actually be a form of disrespect to them, and maybe the person wouldn't wish for it out of respect or out of fear for the gods. So there's kinda a gray area there, but we really shouldn't think about it too much. The important thing is Zen-Oh was right. Number 17, or whoever would have won, did wish for the rest of the universes to be brought back into existence. Another thing for me too was that when Zen-Oh wanted to erase everything, if a virtuous person had not made a wish, would he have erased all the angels too? So was the Grand Priest actually scared of being destroyed after this tournament? Or was he that confident that the winner would make that wish? So Zen-Oh always seems kind of immature from the outside, but it turns out that they made him sort of still a person or a being who thinks like a sentient, all-knowing being. They actually kind of compared him to God from the Bible, in a sense, because he tested mortals because he believed they could change for the good. And if they hadn't changed for the good, if they were indeed bad beings, he would have wiped them all out like the Great Flood. So there was another funny scene when Zen-Oh asked Goku what's next, but funnily, Beerus shut him up and said that they should go. The Daishinkan did not have a hidden agenda after all. Well, I mean, he did have a hidden agenda, but it wasn't an evil one, like we were all thinking. So finally came the end of Dragon Ball Super. Trunks and Goten had caught poachers in the island number 17 was protecting. Majin Buu was still sleeping, and later on a party for Bulla was thrown. Whis, Vegeta, Buu, who's finally awake, Goku and Beerus were eating and overwhelmed Pilaf and his gang. As mentioned, it seems that Bulma really did give number 17 a cruise ship trip around the world for his family, which she could have easily done. Pan made Vegeta angry that he challenged Goku to a fight and everyone except Bulma and Chi-Chi just found it amusing. Frieza, still in his 4th form, sat down in his usual floating chair in space on top of his spaceship, which with what seems to be a new Frieza Force, and declared that the Emperor of the Universe was back. So Goku and Vegeta were going at it again, fighting, training, and Goku said that he had only accidentally attained Ultra Instinct and couldn't do it anymore on purpose. Of course, unless Goku is pushed again to his limits, that means that Vegeta is practically stronger now than Goku, considering that he can go into Super Saiyan beyond Blue anytime he wishes. And finally, the narrator said that until a powerful enemy shows up again, there will be a brief parting between Goku and friends and us, the viewers. And he made sure to say, "See you all again," indicating that Dragon Ball Super, or at least Dragon Ball, will return, probably even after the movie that we will see this coming December. Did you enjoy Dragon Ball Super? I sure did. It was kind of disappointing to me that it finished all this fast, but that's actually a good thing because that means I wanted more of Dragon Ball Super. Quality-wise though, I like how the story went. What did you think of all this? If you like this video, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more great videos.